Imagine the scene. It's a quiet evening, maybe you're just pulling into your driveway or waiting at a stoplight. You're thinking about dinner, about your family, about the day you just had. Suddenly, your world is shattered. A stranger appears at your window, their face a mask of aggression. They demand your keys, your car, your sense of safety. It's what they count on. The carjacker sees you not as a person but as a target, an easy mark. They believe they hold all the power, that you will simply comply and let them drive away with a piece of your life. They have a plan, and they think it's foolproof. But what if they're wrong? Criminals often rely on stereotypes. They look for someone who appears distracted, physically smaller, or less likely to put up a fight. An elderly woman loading groceries, a teenager looking at their phone, a person in work clothes getting home from work. These are the profiles they seek, believing the element of surprise will guarantee success. They make a snap judgment, a dangerous assumption based on a fleeting glance. They see what they want to see, an easy victory, a quick, clean getaway. They don't look deeper. They don't consider hidden strengths or surprising secrets that lie just below the surface. The quiet librarian might be a black belt. The elderly man fumbling keys might be a decorated war veteran. The young woman cornered could be a professional MMA fighter. In their haste and arrogance, they see only the stereotype. In that blindness, their plan unravels. The tables turn in an instant, and the predator becomes the prey. In Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a group of young men thought they had found the perfect target. They spotted an older woman, Elaine, getting into her car in a quiet lot. She looked like the ideal victim, unassuming, alone, likely to be intimidated. They confidently approached. One jumped into the passenger seat while another tried to pull her from the driver's side. They expected her to scream, to cry, to hand over the keys. But Elaine had a different plan. Instead of panicking, she got angry. She braced herself, gripped the wheel, and laid on the horn. Then she fought back, hands, feet, anything she could to resist. Her noise and defense made the attackers hesitate. The passers-by noticed. Their confidence evaporated into confusion and panic. They fled, empty-handed. Security cameras captured the event. Elaine was left shaken but triumphant, proof that courage has no age limit. In the mind of a carjacker, the car itself is the prize. A sleek, modern vehicle looks like a quick payday or a fast ride away. They hunt for cars easy to start and drive. They assume once they have the keys, the hard part is over. But modern vehicles are getting smarter. Hidden technologies and clever features, things owners know about, thieves never suspect. A remote kill switch triggered from a phone, leaving the engine dead in an intersection. A GPS tracking system silently reporting every move to police. The getaway car, a criminal's symbol of freedom, can become a mobile prison. Imagine the carjacker's confusion. Keys in hand, engine dies, doors lock. Trapped inside a stolen vehicle that turned against them. Panic sets in as distant police lights close in. The prize becomes the instrument of capture. Defeated by a line of code, a satellite signal, or a feature they never knew existed, the car had the last laugh. The car that seemed like freedom became a high-tech trap, turning a simple theft into a guaranteed capture. In a world of automatics, the simple stick shift has become a lost art. For many younger drivers, the concept of a clutch is as foreign as a rotary phone. It happened in Nashville when a man attempted to carjack a woman in broad daylight. He forced her out, jumped into the driver's seat. He had the keys, he had the car, but there was one problem. The car was a manual. He was suddenly confronted with a third pedal and a gear stick he had no idea how to use. The engine revved, lurches forward, then stalled. What should have been a smooth escape devolved into embarrassing jerks and stalls. The woman he had carjacked watched in disbelief as the criminal struggled. Witnesses filmed, called police. The thief became a sitting duck. Frustrated and humiliated, he abandoned the car and fled on foot. The stick shift, an old-fashioned feature, had been an effective anti-theft device. The incident went viral, an instant karma clip and clear images for law enforcement. An old clutch reminded us that sometimes the simplest technology is still the best defense. In today's world, we are constantly being watched. Cameras are everywhere, on traffic lights, storefronts, doorbells, and in our pockets. For criminals, this network is an unblinking eye that records their every move. They assume they can strike quickly and disappear, but they forget the web of surveillance. Grainy footage of the past is gone. Today's cameras capture faces, clothing, and license plates in high definition. The escape route becomes a breadcrumb trail across traffic cameras and mapped timestamps. Investigators can follow a stolen car through the city. Technology dismantles the criminal's plan piece by piece, stripping anonymity and leaving them exposed. It turns capture from a maybe into a when. The infrastructure of modern life, cameras, networks, servers, becomes an ally of justice. They may think they vanished into anonymity, but they're the star of a show only the police watch, recorded, time-stamped, and preserved. When a carjacker moves, they're challenging a system far more powerful than they imagine. The evidence waits, making capture not if, but when. One remarkable case happened in Seattle. A woman reported her BMW 550i stolen from a parking garage. The thief thought he'd scored big, but the car was equipped with remote assistance and telematics the thief never suspected. The owner had contacted police who worked with the manufacturer. From a remote console, an operator sent a signal to the car. Doors locked automatically, the engine disabled, and the sleeping thief found himself trapped inside a car that had become his cell. Police calmly surrounded the vehicle. There was no chase, no struggle, just a safe, low-risk arrest. Authorities even played a message through the car's speaker telling him he was trapped and to surrender. He had stolen a computer on wheels, and the computer had outsmarted him. Defeated not by force but by innovation, the criminal became a prisoner of his own ignorance. Sometimes a carjacker's downfall isn't muscle or tech. It's being in the absolute wrong place at the absolute wrong time. These are stories where criminal plans intersect with unrelated, unforeseen events that lead directly to capture. They might target what looks like an easy car, only to find it's an unmarked police car or a gas station across from a hotel full of police chiefs on break. Within seconds, the area can be swarming with officers who happen to be nearby. Pure coincidence becomes a swift arrest. They plan for contingencies, except the one they could never see coming. A cousin of a commissioner, a random undercover van, an unrelated raid. Their plan shatters on contact with the world's unpredictability. A street that looked empty is suddenly the center of attention. For these carjackers, their aggression matched a moment that guaranteed failure. Sometimes the most effective security is unavoidable bad luck. No matter how well a crime is planned, factors beyond control exist, and they often decide the outcome. The stories we've seen are more than entertaining. They're lessons about risk, assumption, and consequence. The fundamental mistake was perception. They saw a target, not a person, a machine, not a trap, an opportunity, not a consequence. The grandmother, the stick shift, the smart car, the unlucky coincidence. Each is a hidden danger for those who prey on others. For the public, the lesson is empowerment. Resilience comes as physical courage, presence of mind, or owning a car with modern security. Use the tools at your disposal: cell phone, emergency kit, knowledge, or even a manual transmission. Trust your instincts and stay aware. These moments of instant karma recalibrate our sense of justice and reassure us that sometimes the world works as it should. The message is simple: think again. The next car you try to steal might just be the one that fights back. Some cars and some people are simply better left alone. What would you do? The better question: what will they do when they realize the biggest mistake of their lives?